Today is day one of car-free ownership. What do I mean by that? Well, you clicked into the video because you know what I'm going to talk about, so let's get into it. Over the past year, I've thought to myself many a time, I go so many places on my bike that can I actually live car-free? Well, Kat still has a car, so maybe we can call it car light. So yesterday, I sold my car, and I am going to keep track of the quantitative and qualitative effects of that. Now, I live in a very non-walkable area of the Atlanta suburbs. It is extremely car dependent. I have a greenway that connects with many businesses, a bank, Publix grocery store, a second grocery store. I've got a full food hall. I can get coffee. I can trade with Joe. Lifestyle centers, shopping areas that I can get to on my bike. And I've got panniers, and I've got racks, and I've got cycling legs. So I can get to those places and do errands, and I have been over the past year. It feels strange knowing I'm driving this for the last time. It's not like I want to get a new car, or I'm not trading it in on a new vehicle. I love this vehicle. This vehicle's the best. For this long-term experiment, I decided to calculate the quantifiable aspects as well as look at the qualitative aspects to see, is this even right for me? So let's get into the quantitative, which are actually the measures that we can count. If you look at the fuel that I was using, which is a direct expense, normally people drive about 12,000 miles a year. That's a good average. I was only doing about 7,700 miles a year. So that was an $856 annual cost, or $71 monthly that I was spending on fuel. Service, the car is very low maintenance, but even so, looking up the data, I have the source there, this vehicle in its age would be roughly around an $840 expense, which includes oil changes and filters and headlights and tires all bundled up into one. Insurance, we got hit with a 21% increase, and that's with no claims. Insurance is a killer. We got hit with a 21% increase from 2023 to 24, and it's expected to go up 8% this year going into 2025. So our bill was $576 for this particular vehicle alone. So that's $1,152 annually, or $96 a month. The other thing to think about is depreciation. Now, holding on to the vehicle, even though we don't have a car payment, it is still losing value every single month. Looking up, as you can see the source down there, this car in its age would decrease over $1,000 for the year. So I'm losing $92 every single month on depreciation alone. This car did not have a car payment. I normally put money aside every single month to be able to buy the next vehicle. So I'll do about $300 a month. So that's $18,000 over 60 months, or 5 years. So that $300 was an expense that I would not have to do if I decided that I don't want a vehicle any longer. There's something called an opportunity cost. If I didn't have the money tied up in the vehicle, I could use that money to invest or for savings that gains interest for me. So that is $69 a month. If you look at all of that, that's $794 a month that this vehicle is costing me, that just sitting in my driveway. The other side of the equation are the qualitative measures. What is the quality of life? Again, I stated before, I ride my bicycle everywhere, so I'm able to get to many places on my bike. A lot of people might not have that. Kath still has her vehicle, so I have access to a vehicle, but it's not a 100% access to a vehicle. So we'll have to coordinate schedules. Now that we're retired, it's going to be a lot easier if both of us had a workplace that we'd have to go to every single day. If I need to go meet friends for dinner or for a coffee or a professional colleague, and I don't have a vehicle and it's in the Atlanta summer, I'm going to arrive all sweaty. I'll probably not want to do that. If I can't share a vehicle, I'm going to have to get a Lyft, an Uber, or take public transportation, or get a Lyft to public transportation just so I can take that. that's going to be a little bit more inconvenient. I'm not going to be able to carry a lot of things. I can't go off golfing basically unless I got a trailer for my bike, and then I could, but I don't even golf, so why am I even talking about that? But it's going to be a challenge to kind of see what qualitative aspects. It's the summer and it's nice now. It's going to go into the fall. In the winter, I may want the convenience of having a heated cabin to drive around in rather than put on some warm gloves. So we'll see how that goes. The next question is, how is this going to work? Well, I gave myself some rules. It's always good when you make rules for yourself under which this is going to work. So here's what it looks like. I'm going to take the sale of the automobile and I'm going to split that across 3 different funds. All 3 of these funds are called ESG funds. ESG stands for environmental, social, and corporate governance. And these are funds that look to be sustainable. They don't invest in chemical or biological weapons companies. They don't invest in something that is not socially or environmentally friendly. Feeling that getting rid of a car is kind of looking for a sustainable future for generations to come, then I thought these particular funds would be the best to invest in. So we'll see how that goes. Rule number 2. The funds I would have allocated for expenses, such as fuel, maintenance, insurance, and depreciation, are going to be invested monthly in equal amounts. Here's why I'm doing that. I figure I'm saving that money, but I would have spent it anyway. So that $70-some that I would have spent on fuel each particular month, I'm going to put that into a fund invested for me. So rather than paying the fuel station, I'm going to be paying myself and invest that and to see how I can grow that particular money. Rule 3, any transportation expenses incurred because I don't have the car, I'm going to withdraw from the funds that I'm saving. So reason I'm doing this is I figure if I have to pay for a Lyft or an Uber or rideshare, even a Waymo is coming to Atlanta, then I would not have had to pay for that if I had the car. So it's only fair then to take that away from all the money that I'm saving. And that's about it. I'm going to come back in about a month. I'll post something after my Canada bike tour vlog and let you know how it's going on the quantitative and the qualitative aspects. I'll share all the numbers with you guys so you can see if this is the right decision for you and if it's something that you can do. I'm going to come back after that probably every quarter over the next year and see how it works out. If I find that it doesn't and I end up buying another vehicle, then I'm going to share that with you as well. If you have any comments or questions, put them in the comments section below and stay tuned and see how this works out. Thanks for watching.